Each passing year, it seems like we get a little further away from the actual facts about America's founding. A recent study has shown many middle school students don't even have a competent understanding of American history. And then you add in initiatives like the New York Times 1619 Project, and you begin to understand why America has an identity crisis. Well, President Trump saw an opportunity to address this issue and created the 1776 Commission to help get the facts straight and really to challenge the left, which has, quite frankly, gone unchallenged. Of course, the commission's final report, which was released on Monday, was met with hostility from those on the left. Here's MSNBC's host, Joy Reid.
So you have Mike Pompeo, as I mentioned before, wailing on about wokeism and multiculturalism and saying, why are you so mean to people who own slaves? Be nice to them. You have this 1776 Commission, which is a laughable attempt to sort of rip off the 1619 Project with a new version of history that says, no, slavery was fine. It's all good. Don't say mean things about our founders.
Well, joining me now to talk about this quote-unquote laughable project is Dr. Carol Swain, a retired professor of political science and law at Vanderbilt University and a member of the commission. She is also the host of Be the People podcast, heard on the America Out Loud Talk Radio Network, as well as 2 Minutes to Think About It on Bot Radio Network. Dr. Swain, welcome back to the program.
It's my pleasure.
All right. I'm going to give you a chance to respond to Joy Reid about the mockery, and she's not the only one, of the work of this commission.
Well, I mean, the New York Times, you would expect the New York Times to go after us because we are a reaction to their flawed 1619 Project. And what troubles me so much about the political left, the media, is that they will not engage facts, that they trade in distortions and lies. And so her description of our report is nothing like the actual report. And I would encourage all the listeners and people, that are undecided to download the 45-page report and appendices and make up their own minds. And I have been told that the report has been removed from the White House website, but it is on my nonprofit website, Be the People Project page, as well as Hillsdale College. It will be posted there and other places. So the report will live on in history, whether or not the left embraces it. It was a bold and very successful attempt to direct people back to our nation's founding and the need, for us to appreciate the Declaration of Independence, the Constitution, the Federalist Papers, and how those documents shaped us as a nation.
Yeah, I think it was timely. I actually would have liked to have seen it come out even earlier so it could have gotten more traction. But nonetheless, it's there. And if we don't have it up on our website, we're going to get a link to that up on our website. Now, let me ask you one of the questions. Some of the criticism, again, baseless. And I want to go back to your point, but chase a rabbit here. Go back to your point about the left doesn't want to debate this or have a conversation. You're absolutely right. I've seen that over the last 15 years. There was a time when you had classic liberals or liberals that you could debate. You could actually have a debate over an issue. But the problem is they've gotten so far away from reality in their policies. I mean, this whole thing like gender and all this different stuff, they can't support it. They can't back it up, so they just want to silence the other side. They won't even have the debate. But we see this rewriting of American history. There's no way for them to validate their claims. They can't back it up, and so they just don't want to have the conversation, and they diss any effort to bring forth the actual facts about who America, what America is based upon its founding and those founding ideals and principles.
Well, I agree, but we are living through frightening times in the sense that I never thought I would see the political left in the form of big tech shut down all voices of opposition. And when the left and the new president talks about unity and tolerance, they have redefined the whole concept far away from anything that we would associate with those principles. And it seems to be that unity and tolerance now means that you have to go along with them or else.
Right. Right. That's where you have agreement. If you agree with them, you have unity. If you don't, then there's no unity. Two issues they brought up about this. One is the lack of those who were a part of this, the 18-member commission, that they had really no academic credentials for this. Respond to that.
Well, I mean, that's not true, because there were people, the Larry Arnn and I, as well as Victor Davis Hanson and others on the committee, they did have credentials. I certainly did, and Matthew Spalding. So I don't think that that's a valid reason. They should judge it by the product itself.
Right.
And if
the
there
other
are ideas,
the
anything
other
that
point,
we presented that was inaccurate, then deal with it, point it out.
well, they don't want to. That's why they hurl these insults. The other is that this was driven by racist. Now, can you respond to that, Carol Swain, an African American?
It was driven by a quest for truth and an effort to save our country from the ignorance that the political left would foster on our society by not teaching our young people and reminding our adults about our nation's founding and our Constitution, because many of the things that they're doing to us right now would not be tolerated if people actually knew how our nation was founded, what it's about, and what people have lived and died for all of these centuries.
Yes, you're absolutely right. So important, so important. And again, we're going to encourage people to take a look at this report. Thank you for committing your time to be a part of that. And thank you for joining us today, Carol Swain.